you're buying a Tahoe.
Okay.
We've already been through the $5,000 thing, so I've already handled that. But now I'm showing you a $950 a month payment at 60 months. And you're going to say, no, I ain't doing that. I want a better payment. Now, you can make the payment, but you're just doing what a customer is supposed to do. You're objecting, okay? It's a $70,000 Tahoe. Put that up there. And what I'm going to do is I am not going to lower the payment, okay? I'm not going to move it to a box close. What I actually would do is what I taught you to do just a second ago, Cameron. I'd look at her and say, you know, I teach a class called Complaints versus Objections, and it's my strong belief that lots of people complain. Okay, I need more for my trade, Nick. Is that an objection? It's a whine. Okay, W-H-I-N-E, not W-I-N-E. It's a whine. Okay, Jacob, can you? I need a better price. Shut up, Steve. We got the vehicle. Sign right here. So I teach salespeople to quickly acknowledge the complaint, smile, and reclose. And you'd be amazed at how many customers reclose just like that. But I'm not going to do that with Casey. Casey's going to have a problem. So Casey, when I say action, I want you to say, Steve, I'm not going to pay $950 a month for that Tahoe. You ready? Mm-hmm. Action.
Steve, I'm not going to pay $950 a month for the Tahoe.
Casey, let me guess. This would be the highest payment you've ever had in your entire life.
Yes.
Okay. I hear that a lot. You know, vehicle prices have never been higher, which means car payments and truck payments have never been higher. So I completely understand. Other than the payment, though, everything else works just fine. The Tahoe's the right vehicle, right?
Yes, I love the Tahoe.
Okay, we just need to get by this payment thing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to say next is going to sound a little bit crazy, but it is, in fact, the truth. You're not going to pay $950 a month to drive this Tahoe, okay? Look, everybody knows that vehicles depreciate. They just don't depreciate like they used to. But see, this Tahoe over the next 5 years is going to depreciate, right?
Yes.
Okay, everybody knows that. But not everybody knows that every time you stroke a check for $950, sign it, make it out to the lender, and send it to that lender, not everybody knows that a big part of this is coming back to you. The lender's not going to keep it all. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Let me show you. Look, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to write that check. You don't want to do it 60 times. But when you do, when you make that 60th payment, Casey, what comes back to you in the mail?
Title.
The title, except it's a cool title. Right now, this vehicle's got a title. It's got our name on it, and it's got Ally Financing's name on it, all right? When you take delivery of it, in about a week, it's going to have your name on it, and it's going to have a lender's name on it. But when it comes back to you 5 years from now, it's just going to have your name on it. It's called free and clear. Now, the question I've got for you is, this is a $70,000 vehicle. Actually, it's a $75,000 vehicle. If you drive this vehicle like you intend on driving it, you don't do anything special, but you don't crash it, you don't trash it, what do you think it will be worth 5 years from today?
Maybe 60,000.
You know what? I hope it is, but let's be more conservative than that. Let's say it's only worth 50,000. Okay? Do me a favor. That little telephone of yours, does it have a calculator on it?
Yeah.
Divide 50,000 by 60.
That's great.
50,000 by 60 is
50,000 by 60.
833.33333. Yeah, keep going.
You know what that $833, I can't even keep a straight face. You know what that $833 represents, Casey?
What?
The amount of money, metaphorically speaking, that is going straight to your title on the way to the lender. It's literally a savings account in the form of a title. So in effect, you know, I said $950 wasn't what you were going to pay to drive this vehicle. What you're going to pay to drive this vehicle each month is $117. What you're going to pay to own it is $950. But you're only going to pay $117. Is that right? Can that possibly be right? Good God, it is right. All right. So I just need you to okay this right here so we can get your Tahoe ready for delivery.
Yeah, I was signed at that point.
Right.
Well, it's by the way, is it the truth?
Yeah.
It's looking at a payment in a completely different manner. Now I'm going to tell you this: rarely do I have a customer where the payment's only going to be $117 a month to drive it. In fact, I probably should have backed Casey down even a little bit more. It's funny. When I first learned this, I used to carry a residual book with me when I went into work as a closer in a store. I had to have the residual for every make and model because this is awesome for used cars too. And then one day I forgot it. So I was there and I said, what am I going to do? And I said, well, shoot, I'll just ask the customers what they think the car is going to be worth. And more often than not, they give me a number that I have to back them down. Okay, I should have backed Casey down to 40,000 or something, which will probably be more. I don't anymore. I don't know what's realistic and what's not. But the fact that I can show her $833 of a $950 a month payment coming back to her every single month. If she told me it was 15,000, it still would have worked though. What it does is it creates what I call a net payment because. Eric, when the term of the loan's up, the car doesn't turn into dust and disappear, does it? No, there's still value there, right? Right. So what Casey's got at the end of 5 years is a $50,000 asset and no car payment. So this just helps the customer say yes. When will this not work?
They're buying cash.
No, well, if they're using cash, I ain't gonna go ahead and I don't need to go through this.
In a negative equity?
No, this takes care of everything.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a great finance close because you could throw another $100 worth of product in there and it'll still work out. It won't work if the customer can't stroke a check for $950. If I've got the customer on too much vehicle, it will not work. I've done this maybe 200 times plus with real live customers. Does every customer close every time? Of course not. Nothing works 100% of the time. But the real problems I run into is when the customer looks at me and says, Steve, this makes wonderful sense, but read my lips. I can't write a check for $950. Then obviously we've got them on the wrong vehicle.